Hello guys, and welcome to Petrolette, where all we do is talk about cars. And the vehicle that we have today is called the Mitsubishi Wagon. It's not very common in the Kenyan market, and the Nissan Dayz is also kind of a rebadged Mitsubishi Wagon. And we're going to dive deep into this car. It is a perfect car if you're looking for a vehicle to use in the taxi business as an Uber or in the online business as a taxi. So join us as we dive deep into this vehicle. The Mitsubishi Wagon was born out of a partnership between Mitsubishi and Nissan, and this little car shares its DNA with the Nissan Dayz because apparently one company couldn't make this small car by itself. The Wagon was designed for city life, meaning it's small enough to squeeze into parking spaces that do not even exist and slow enough to ensure that you'll never get a speeding ticket. Under the hood, you get a whopping 658cc engine, which produces just enough power to outrun a bicycle. And let's not forget that the Wagon is a perfect car if you want something affordable, practical, and just enough to remind you that Mitsubishi and Nissan once had trust issues. Mitsubishi is the one that gave Nissan the design of the Nissan Dayz. So the Nissan Dayz is like a rebadged Mitsubishi Wagon. They share everything. It's just like the Harrier and the Lexus RX. And so this vehicle is a car that aims at giving you the maximum fuel economy as you're driving it. And that is why many people consider this vehicle as a vehicle to use as a taxi in the Kenyan market, but this one is not very common. Now, the Mitsubishi Wagon is brought to you courtesy of Impact Motors. This car is going only for 900,000 Kenyan shillings. We can organize for you bank financing if you want to purchase it. Just call the number below or come specifically to Impact Motors. Let's get to the engine of the Mitsubishi Wagon. Under the hood of the Mitsubishi Wagon and both the Nissan Dayz, they come with a 3-cylinder 658cc inline 3 engine, and it produces just the correct amount of horsepower to take you from point A to point B. So it is not a vehicle that is meant for performance. This is a vehicle that is meant for convenience. If you buy this car, don't expect it to perform that much. And paired to the engine is a CVT transmission, and the transmission aims at giving you the maximum reliability and giving you the maximum fuel efficiency. This car can give you a good 28-30 kilometers per liter if you don't have a heavy foot. And as we move to the side profile of this car, we have size 14 wheels right here. And one thing that the taxi people do with such cars is that they go and upgrade the springs and the suspensions of this vehicle so that you can get a bigger ground clearance and beefier springs, because these vehicles, they carry passengers, and the weight of the passengers, if you don't upgrade the springs and the suspension, they will make the car to sag down. And this is a vehicle, there is no keyless entry right here. We have the nice keyhole. That is why it is priced at 900,000 Kenyan shillings. If you want to purchase it, come to Impact Motors, and let's look at the boot space of the 2017 Mitsubishi Wagon. The boot space of the Wagon is not the most spacious boot space that you can get. It is very small, if you ask me, and it is just meant, to carry very small luggage. If you are somebody who is traveling in this car, you will really struggle for boot space, because having the driver, you can carry 5 passengers inside here, but this boot space cannot carry the luggage of 5 people when you're going for a long road trip. We also have an additional storage area down here for the tools to open your tires, and we have the tire repair kit right here that comes with most of the vehicles that are coming nowadays. And that being that, if you really want to go on a long road trip in this car, you will have to fold these seats. That means that you'll only carry one passenger in the Mitsubishi Wagon, and you will have a big boot space to hold whatever you want to hold inside there. And this brings us now to the interior of the glorious 2017 Wagon. Inside the 2017 Mitsubishi Wagon, you will immediately understand that luxury was not the priority here. The dashboard is a sea of hard plastics, because who needs soft touch materials when you can have cost-cutting excellence? The center console features a basic infotainment system that might or might not understand English, and the air conditioning controls are beautifully outdated because Mitsubishi believes in keeping things retro. The steering wheel, it's just there. And let's not forget the ultra thin front seats, which offer just enough support to remind you that you're sitting down. But hey, at least the massive windshield gives you a panoramic view of the traffic you won't be overtaking anytime soon. It is functional, simple, and reminds you every day that the Wagon is built for one thing: getting you from point A to B with absolutely zero thrills along the way. Even the key is a traditional key, no buttons, no start-stop. It's just a vehicle for convenience, and I like the fact that we have a big headroom and the dashboard is a long design. That way you feel the aspect of space as you're seated inside this car. We also have big legroom right here, and if I'm to buy this car for the Uber business, I will be really comfortable, because this sitting position, you see most of the part of the day as you're working with this car as an Uber, you will be seated on this seat, and I must say that this seat is very comfortable. We have an armrest right here for my arms, and there is also the door card right here, which I can just rest my arm, and it's a car to give you convenience. We also have a 12-volt socket down here, and the storage compartments that are in the front of this vehicle. We have standing lights up here that you can turn them on or off like this. We also have the sun visors right here and the mirror to look at yourself. And this is a vehicle that it's just there. But one thing is that we have a button down here for the heated seats for the driver only, which is a really good thing, meaning that the person who bought this car previously was coming from a really cold place, and that is a good thing. And with that being said, guys, let's look at the passenger's experience at the back of the Wagon. The back seats of the Mitsubishi Wagon have a good headroom, but on the legroom it's just enough, and there is space underneath the driver's seat that you can slide your feet under, and this makes it to be quite ample. And you can carry the third passenger here because there is no transmission tunnel. This car is a front wheel drive, and also the back here, it's quite comfortable, bearing in mind that most of the people who will be riding at the back of this car will be riding it as passengers, and you want to be comfortable as you're being hauled from point A to point B. And so if you're looking for a vehicle to use as a taxi, this is the perfect vehicle, because it has a 658cc engine, a 3-cylinder engine which barely takes any fuel. And if you want this specific unit, call us on the number down below, or you can come specifically to Impact Motors. With just 900,000 Kenyan shillings, you can get to purchase this vehicle. And call us on the number down below. And with that being said, we'll see you on the next review.